gets more and more competitive here between the teams. Of course, NRG, everybody's been talking about it. Their rough start to the split, but now they have regained. And it's a bit similar here for V1, at least in this regional event. They both fell a bit short to Torrent early on in the bracket, but they've managed to come back, and they're looking to make a deep run all the way from the lower bracket. We're already getting put on with some shots here from V1 towards the half of NRG.
Nice early pressure indeed, and Beast Mode, who's been having a pretty solid weekend in general, putting in most of the goals for V1 throughout the course of this regional. And on NRG side, if you watched anything yesterday, you know that Justin's defense absolutely lights out. Yep. So we'll see how this all comes to fruition as game one continues with a little pressure here from V1, still stuck in this NRG corner.
I think a big talking point so far for NRG has been the development of a new playstyle, which I personally am still trying to figure out, what it is that they're changing about their offense and the way they move forward. I definitely am getting a couple of glimpses back to when Justin used to be more selfless. I can see him going for a lot of solo plays, but he's trying to set up his teammates more. Maybe that has shifted. Maybe there's some more demos on the play as well. This one dished out to Gary G on the right side. Doesn't find the shot that goes on target, and that's something that V1 have done really well with so far, is contesting every challenge and making sure somebody's in the way of those shots.
Big pinch from V1 and NRG. Pushing with Squishy, actually all the way through everyone. Top left corner, first goal NRG with a grand total of maybe, 15 seconds on the blue half.
And he does it all by himself, and it's all about that first touch. It's so easy to go in for a play there, especially from your own half, and just clear that one all the way to the other side. But Squishy, he keeps it close and manages to get that second touch. Very unexpected from the V1 defense, and look at the first one for NRG.
Bit of a surprise to open it up, and now version 1. See how they play from behind. Calm on an air dribble through Squishy, but the question is, where's the follow-up? The answer a little deep, and it's NRG threatening that backboard. See if NRG can start an extended stay here, but I believe they did just lose control towards the net. There's Beast Mode taking it away from Squishy. Beautiful touch.
And to me, this all started with Squishy Muffins going for the double tap or off the sidewall, but it wasn't the most well executed clear. He was trying to get something that would go down, but instead it went right back out into the middle and set up a V1 passing play. And it just leaves Beast Mode with a really solid shot and really good look on net, able to tie things up. And this is more of what we expected to achieve, something that's going to be really close. You said, I believe, coming into this series that you were a bit scared if NRG were going to be stuck more on the defensive half.
Yeah, because it does feel like in a couple other matches like FaZe, you think, oh, nice challenge. That's a good save from Justin. But against FaZe, they had to play defense so long. And definitely a fan of controlling pace of play rather than just hoping you can outlast your opponents. But even Torrent really made him work for that one, because Torrent's definitely making some big improvements. And I feel like that big spread of the pitch is giving a little more space than I think NRG is used to allowing. But it has put him in some fairly comfortable spots to defend from, even if it may take them a little longer to have an effective counterattack.
It's a little bit slower there to get up to the ball. It was Justin going for potentially a bump. He does connect on Torment, and that's going to relieve some pressure, but Beast Mode still looking to connect. Calm, not the best touch. Back to Torment. Gary G, another solo play, and that's something that we did see too. Gary G, he got a nice little quadruple tap yesterday, so maybe something saucy comes out from him today.
I definitely believe it. Justin demoed on his way through. Garrett G really trying to stretch and force that one towards that backboard. Squishy, again, very wide rotation, deep back, but they are capitalizing on some of these longer clears from V1. NRG definitely not necessarily pushing constantly, but again, not finding themselves in anything that's too scary. Of course, as I say that, Justin passes towards a demoed teammate, and who knew what was going to happen there as version 1 trying to regain possession here. Dumped off Justin in the corner. Spiked over everyone's head. Big save from Calm, just able to tip it off the bar. And Torment with a nice long clear to relieve pressure.
I don't even know how Calm had that read on the play of where Squishy was trying to go. Justin just went forward, and he was recovering as he's rotating out, still managed to get the shot, and Calm had it all figured out and knew exactly how to pre-jump that shot. Really great defense from, I'd say, both sides so far. Beast Mode looking to control, but doesn't keep it to himself. He gives it away to Justin, who has plenty of space and time in the air. What's he going to do with it? The follow-up touch. You can't give Justin this much space to Chiefs.
And he was about to go and challenge, but look at Squishy. He goes and steals that boost in the corner and makes Torment commit out to the side to make sure he doesn't get demoed. Then he has to approach him from the wall, and You gotta be perfect on your launch angle. Justin noticed it wasn't right to him over the top and into the corner. Late lead for NRG.
And now we've seen back-to-back goals that are very similar. I mean, that first goal from Squishy Muffins, the exact same play. You get one nice touch in the air, keep it to yourself, and then you're able to follow it up. The defense, they have to challenge as early as possible. So if you manage to get that second touch just in time, you can get it over them and have a shot on net. Ooh, but a good pass in the midfield. Wow. Torment, he was there and barely saved out from Justin.
Can't beat that guy. So good in terms of how he approaches the defensive side of things. Very well thought out approach. Torment kind of skips one a little too far. Squishy really just trying to make sure that it's not a free counterattack for version 1. Justin essentially doing the same thing with a late pull off just to show that V1 isn't going to be able to go for free, and they're going to have to tip their hand a little bit if they want to make progress. Garrett G all alone, a little support from Squishy, decides to just steal the boost, try and limit the counterattack options from V1.
Go. 10 seconds. Oh my goodness. Look at him go again. That first touch in the air, it's so routine for NRG, just keeping it close. Ooh. And maybe this one's going to fall down. Beast mode going for a dribble. Flicks it over one, but Justin smacks it down. NRG taking a confident, I'd say, game 1.
Yeah, it was a very poke and prod type of game 1 for both teams. No one really going for the crazy nutty stuff. Obviously, a couple of nice air dribbles from Justin and Squishy, but again, a lot of saves for NRG, 6 compared to the, 6 shots for version 1. So an uncounted one finding its way into the back of the net somewhere, but I can't say that I was super jazzed about, either team's approach here. It was kind of just, oh man, we got to hit the ball and get it away, and then no one's really able to string something together unless it just happened to be we have a perfect air dribble and we happen to have people in the right place. So very much the feeler game 1 for both teams, but NRG the one that's come out on top.
And you were mentioning 6 saves, 5 of those saves coming out from Justin, who has been stellar on the goal line. I mean, Justin normally gets talked about being so consistent on offense, but with his approach now on defense, you've been a big fan of it so far with his ability to get in the way of these shots and know how to read the play, but also getting the same goals back-to-back for NRG. I think that version 1, the challenge game needs to be picked up. You can't give that much space in the air. Somebody has to go up earlier and assume there's going to be an extra touch, because it'd be better to let NRG fall down to the ground and take the advantage in the air, assuming they're going to get over you.
Definitely a small tune-up to be had somewhere on that V1 defense for sure. I wouldn't be surprised to see them just try and up the pace a little bit, force NRG to dump the ball a little further, but they are committed to really going for ball control just about every chance they can get, it seems. If they can try and keep it close, they absolutely will. One more time out of the orange corner. Beast mode, pressing. Garrett G definitely reading that challenge nicely. Knew it wasn't going to be too dangerous. Applying that pressure to Calm to force him to drive around that backboard and not have the cleanest push out. But he's through Justin, through Squishy as well. Here comes Torment through traffic, and that was just going to get poked off the backboard. Version 1 almost able to put something together out of nothing.
Yeah, and it was a scary moment, too, from Squishy. I was on his perspective. He didn't want to challenge because he knew he'd get beat, but ended up leaving a free shot. But he's here to challenge just in time. Now in the midfield, going for a double touch or maybe a follow-up touch. Doesn't connect. Still lurking for a demo is Justin. And there's a lot of space. This ball's been very grounded for NRG. Look at the patience and control they have to execute on that transition when they're moving to offense.
Oh, good pass, but just a little too long to develop. Justin having to cover the whole into the field, but love the approach for ball control. Definitely something that NRG is happy to do. Never a bad idea to try and control pace of play, even if it's not the easiest thing to try and execute in the moment. Justin around 1, but no help around for him, and so version 1 will find a solid clear back the other way.
Yeah. I do really like how NRG are mixing it up. Like, sometimes we'll get instances where they're keeping the ball low, like right here from Justin. He doesn't want to take it too high into the air, but then you think back to game 1, both their goals were literally up at the ceiling, and then here's Squishy Muffins doing the same thing. So it seems like they're mixing it up more and making sure not to be too predictable when they're moving out.
Big punt for version 1 and trying to cause a little chaos in the net, steal some corner boost. Maybe they can push NRG side to side and get them to dive at something over the backboard as Torment unsupported here, but another couple of boost steals, and that's a nice demo on Squishy as well. And of course, at the perfect time, Justin with the defensive air dribble to buy all the time NRG could need to get reset.
And V1 didn't have anybody to apply the pressure. Calm just got the demo, but then nobody wanted to challenge or push up. Torment and Beast Mode were both waiting on the defensive side, so maybe things need to be sped up here on the rotations. Try to force a challenge, or at least be quicker to go up and apply any bit of pressure, because so far it's been too relaxed for NRG.
Torment just poking through. Calm trying to get aggressive and open some doors, but of course, NRG still finding ways to get this one to safety one way or the other, and even Squishy, generally no boost along his back wall, and he's just
nobody's going for him.
I mean, they're all thinking he's going to smash that as hard as he can to buy himself time to grab boost, and he's like, no, I just need to bring this down and gently dribble this across so my teammates have time to get the boost, and I'll just manage one challenge.
And then all of a sudden, Garrett G is going to be the one who smashes it downside. It's so versatile so far from NRG. It's hard to predict where they're going to go or how they're going to move the ball out.
Definitely see the defensive approach for NRG, all about ball control, but you can stop everything from going in, but what matters is you got to go down to the other end at some point.
Exactly.
Version 1 definitely trying their best to crack this egg. That's a little slippery. Oh, they all run into each other. I don't know. I think NRG kind of boxed themselves out here.
Yeah, it looked like this one was definitely preventable. Calm. It was a nice flip reset, but that shot's just floating in. And Justin, he was going across, but got bumped in a huge mix-up on the goal line.
Like, Squishy jumped up and couldn't make the challenge. Calm hit Squishy. Squishy hits Justin because of Calm's bump, and then Justin hits the ball to take it away from Garrett. That was the double pool shot bump for Calm.
It's so weird, too, because NRG, it's looked so elegant on defense, and then all of a sudden, everybody's just crashing into each other.
Oh, they're going to score.
Oh, my. What a save, Corbin. What?
Thought they were going to get it right back, but I should have known. The original OG defender.
Yeah, come on.
Torment on the backboard. Nice save. Keeping version 1 out in front. Double commit here from Justin and Garrett. So NRG going to have to take a few moments to at least figure out how they want to try and piece this together. Calm also well aware of the importance of taking the ball away from NRG.
There's a lot of space now for Squishy. What's he going to do with it? He has a nice follow-up. Oof, good 50-50. Look at how quick Torment was up, excuse me, to that challenge. That's what I wanted to see early on. So nice adjustment from them, and Calm can get another follow-up here, and they're just wasting time. 40 seconds, a little bit under here, and then this game should be in favor, and obviously going towards version 1.
Little pinch off the ceiling. Squishy with the pace. Beast mode, this should be an excellent clear. Indeed it is. All the way down to the midfield. Squishy really going to try and stretch it here. Actually a big miss from Beast mode. Justin just going to go straight for the goal. Garrett G has a chance. Overcooks the approach. Was trying to go all the way to the back post. He's able to get there for a second shot. Squishy goes to the back post as well. Calm is able to recover. 10 seconds left. Version 1 trying to hold on for dear life. Big redirect from Justin up above the back wall. Garrett G finally has to give a little ground, and can Torment find a way to drop this ball.
Just got to keep it up.
Straight to the floor. Version 1 going to hold on tight and get through it and win the game.
And that's a frustrating one here for Gary G. You can see on the whiff, even if he wasn't able to score that one, just to keep the momentum of the ball constantly hammering the net. That's what you needed. So that completely flattened the offense, and hopefully we get to see another look at it, because that was, I'd say, the pivotal moment for NRG to get back into this game at Chiefs.
It was close. It was even no guarantee.
What is this,
Gosh,
that play was
we do have
bizarre.
to watch that one. I want to see it again tomorrow on 7-Eleven, just because I want to see if it was a double pool shot.
Oh, here
it
we
certainly
go.
looked like it. And no, he's right there. No guarantee it goes in, even if he touches it, of course. But you're right. Having the ball just kind of drop and die right there at the top of the box, and it just kills all the momentum and the flow of the rotation for NRG, because now they've got to react and cut all the way back around instead of having a ball potentially wind up back in the corner. But tough stuff for NRG. A lot of time on defense again in game 2, and while it looked comfortable, it just took one good play from version 1 to get it done.
And I did like the control from NRG. I liked what they were doing when they would bring the ball down. They were very aware of if they had an excess amount of space and knew how to take advantage of that with some dribbles, but we didn't see anything else. And then, of course, the team bumps on defense. So hopefully the communication gets picked up and we can get a closer one here. But for V1, I'm very, very happy about how they were able to challenge faster and get in the face of NRG towards the end of that game.
Ooh, there's a little increase for Garrett G. Definitely taking one away from version 1. Don't know if they've really got all the pieces, but of course, Squishy trying to get one gently towards the bottom of the net. Excellent back pass from Justin towards Garrett. Will force version 1's hand on defense here, and now it seems the game plan is smash it hard and try and chase it down and win a big challenge for both teams at the start of game 3 here.
Beast mode, what do you got? Oh, a nice little pass to Torment. I love the small individual touches to get that one out. Justin, not the best hit in the corner. And we'll see if NRG try to control the ball in the same style they did previously. Beast mode can't get the connect. And Justin, what's he going to do? He's saving his flip, and Torment's alone. Of course, if Torment's on the goal line, you don't even have to question if it's going to go in or not. You just know it's going to save.
I was absolutely questioning that. I thought there was no way he was going to be able to save Justin trying to drill that in. I know. I should know better for how long I've been seeing him play this game, but every now and again still manages to surprise me. Big save from Torment.
And if Torment's in that form, that's when V1 of the series. Like, if he's getting those saves, it feels like nothing can get past him except for maybe some insane mechanics coming out from Justin. But it's going to be, we're going to need like a double flip reset or something.
Nice. Oh, and good awareness from Justin, not panicking there and trying to force a challenge when he knew he had the time to let it roll through. But you're right, the big defensive brick wall of Torment definitely gives a lot of confidence to Beast Mode and Calm to try and make things happen up on the offensive side of things. Squishy definitely going to win that ball. Justin poked through, just trying to see if they can catch everyone's thinking. They missed a touch, and that shot definitely too high. I think if it had been on, Torment had it. He's going to have the time to recover in the net, get the second opportunity for a save. Justin once more into the middle. Now that's just not fair. Perfect recovery in the corner for Justin. He's able to beat everybody.
And at this point, it was like Torment was just doing everything on the goal line, getting the clear, finding the earlier save, but the rotations couldn't come back in time, and that one did end up going back into the midfield. NRG, they're capitalizing now on Torment's exhausted rotations. I mean, this man is just getting every single save he possibly can. Needs some help from Common Beast Mode, of course.
It's complete flip-flop from how NRG handling defense from game 2 to 3. This time, Squishy able to work his way through everybody. Just wants the boost steal. Doesn't really care about trying to set up an opportunity. But it's very much smash the ball this time around as opposed to go for the dribble, try and catch it soft. And unless they've got the space, they're perfectly happy to just try and muscle it through.
You can see what Justin was going for. They had the win, but there's nobody on the other side waiting to receive that pass. Now back on defense. And I agree. I think it feels more like they're just, you know, trying to slap this ball off the backboard and expect a miss. Or maybe they're trying to bait out Torment. It's almost like they see Torment is doing so much work and they just want to pull him out of the net. Once he gets out of the net, that's the moment where you can go for a midfield pass and strike.
Ooh, Calm definitely winning the pace game there, and Beast Mode applying a lot of pressure with a second demo from Calm and Justin. Now it's Squishy all by his lonesome, but the ball not cooperating in a big brain play from Calm. The understanding to let this ball roll is great.
This is unbelievable. First of all, Calm, you just got a demo. Your teammate got another demo. You'd think that would be enough, but he's never satisfied. He's never full. The man stays hungry with the demo play.
Huge play from Calm. Excellent understanding, quality follow-up. NRG going to concede the equalizer. Granted, not from lack of trying. Shot for Justin. Can't reach the second hit. Garrett G, can you gently poke it into the top right corner? Unfortunately, no, but they do get the nice boost steals. NRG trying to figure out how to stay on offense. Squishy looking for a gap on that backboard. Beast Mode recognizing it early. Justin down to Garrett G. That's generally a pretty solid play for NRG, and you love the defense from Torment understanding that passing lane.
Yeah, that was another moment where we saw Squishy Muffin slap it off the backboard, and then they baited out a player and then went for an instant midfield pass as a response. So that has been working. It's nice to see V1 able to respond, though, with a defensive save of their own. Torment looking for something off the backboard. Garrett G on a 50-50, and we've hit a bit of a stalemate now. Under a minute remaining. Who's going to fall on the defense?
All is gaining some big pace there, and fortunately, version 1 not able to really hang on to it. Torment just hoping that he was going to find some space over in that NRG corner. Calm just trying to buy time. Does so brilliantly, to be fair. Forces Squishy to cut to the outside, and that gives just enough for Beast Mode to get back to it. But NRG continuing with these corner boost steals, trying to give themselves as much opportunity to take it away late and force version 1 to make a big play. Dumped into the middle for Justin as Calm again all over it. Squishy's not even going to worry about the corner boost. Just trying to make sure that if an opportunity presented itself to go mid, he could, and now he's off the backboard, you know, make a save around the Backside as well. Squishy uncontested in the midfield. Definitely going to need a little help from Garrett G. It's just when does he do it? How about off the backboard trying to catch beast mode? Smart idea, and Justin really just trying to force the issue. Garrett G, a little floater. Don't think this one's going to amount to anything. Indeed, it'll touch the floor. OT in game 3.
It looked like the bounce might have gone up. We might have gotten the magical random bounce on that little corner, but unfortunately we don't get it. We're going to go straight into overtime. Torment, the man who's been holding it down on the defensive side, doesn't find a winning 50-50. And this is going to be a good connection here from Justin to Garrett G with a shot, but it's saved from Calm, who's been doing loads of work as well to catch up after Torment.
Really nice positioning from Squishy here, finding himself in a lot of good spots to apply pressure. Garrett G is just a half step late to winning a big challenge against Beast Mode. And NRG going to have to take some time to reset, but the touch is going right back to NRG. Version 1 do have to take care of where they actually place the ball. And Beast Mode doing just that, making sure he sticks right next to it.
Oh my goodness, look at all the time he just stalled too. He quite literally just 1v2'd and wasted so much precious time to let his teammates get some boost. And because of that, Torment can challenge earlier on, and they keep this pressure moving forward on the NRG defense.
Ooh, big pinch for NRG, and Torment not even going to think about letting it bounce. Prefers to play it from the sidewall. Squishy wants a trap here, and he will do a nice job, as everyone's going to call for a pause here. And as soon as we figure out what's going on, we will let you at home know. But an OT, couple interesting opportunities for NRG at the start. A lot of good pressure built up, but really nice, like you were saying, 1v2 play from Calm to break him out of a tight jam. And Torment, Beast Mode, and Calm just trying to figure out how they want to handle things in this OT. And I don't know, it's neither team is able to execute on what I feel like they really like to do. It's
weird, right? It doesn't it feel somehow passive from both sides? It
feels passive. Yeah. It's just like, we could try and force it, but it's just like, nah, it's not worth it. And that's probably due to how well timed a lot of that first man challenge is for both teams. Cause it's just like, okay, if you're sitting there, like the situation we just paused, right? And you see Squishy trap the ball in the corner and you're Garrett G in the net behind him. And you're thinking, man, I can see that Squishy's going to trap this ball, but Garrett G can also see that Torment has a really good line and a good pace to go and meet Squishy. So Garrett G's not going to take any chances and be like, yo, Squishy has a pretty decent opportunity to maybe win this one in a certain direction. We can try and force it. So I think it's really the challenge game has been so solid for both teams that they're just like, it's not worth trying to take a risk here because it could easily go the other way because of how optimal the approach is for the opposition.
Well, and now the question is, like, when do these teams decide to take a risk? At what point do we see somebody, like, the only, I'd say, risk we saw so far was from version 1 where they got 2 demos and then Calm also went for a 3rd demo. But then you can argue, like, is that really a risk? If you take out all the players on the field, I don't know if that's necessarily a risk. So we haven't seen anybody in this game particularly push up. And of course, we're going to take a look at the Mobile 1 high performance replay. And you can see a lot of these were initial mistakes, I'd say, from the defense from NRG, but slowly V1 have made their own ways and made their own path. And this one as well, the save from Torment. See, it's funny because I knew that one wasn't going in. I saw Torment on the goal line, but you saw Justin behind the ball. So it's really a coin flip as to whether or not that one's going to slip in.
Yeah, it's like I had no idea. I thought for sure he was going to get the pace all the way to the floor, but Torment has really been lights out on the defensive side of things. As usual, a very tough nut to crack, and an excellent play from Calm there to find an equalizer in the game we find ourselves in. It's not easy to just be like, yeah, I'm just going to let this ball roll at 5 miles an hour up the wall, and I'm just going to go and hit Squishy. Because, like,
it's so
I never think that's a good play. I'm just like, this isn't going to work. It's too slow. I would never just be like, oh, just go hit him and we score. It sounds so easy, but to think that quickly through the motions is just amazing to me.
And he's not panicking either. Like, you can see that ball have a weird rotation or weird roll up on the back wall. And again, folks, we are having a little bit of a technical issue. I believe the voice comms for one of the teams had died, but we're working on getting them all back in and ready to go. So it's been a nice little break, I'd say, for both teams to get situated. And it was a perfect time to pause, in my opinion, because we didn't see, I literally didn't feel any momentum on either side. It felt straight in the middle, both teams not taking risks, and we're just waiting to see who's going to take that extra step forward. And it could be a mistake or it could be something beneficial.
Definitely not killing anything, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And that is NRG figuring out.
Now,
here's the real question. Here's the real question.
I mean, really, I like what he did with his hair. Yeah. He didn't have to do this for us, but I really appreciate it.
Really nice guy.
Yeah, thank you.
do have to wonder, is this the brilliant, the comms are down, timeout, but you actually have to use the bathroom?
The 800 IQ play. I mean,
the comms are down because he got up and walked away.
That's painful. I mean, I think Com's maybe tweeting something out here. He's just,
That's what I was saying. Has he got the Twitter fingers going?
Dude, it's definitely Twitter. If you see any of these Rocket League players on their phone, look at Beast Mode. Wait, what's he looking at? His phone.
That's what I'm saying.
He's on Twitter right now.
What are we all looking at?
They're not thinking about strategy. They're just looking at the latest tweets, okay? That's literally all it is.
Big Burner's got some things to say, though.
Yeah. Burner's always got something to say, though.
What did you think of Fire Burner? You probably spent a little more time with him than any of us have on the desk.
Well, like, just as a player in general, or as a coach?
General.
Like, in what?
In general.
Well, first of all, I love the man. Fireburner, so nice. Very, very genuine human being. But I think he's a pioneer of the 50-50s. Like, if there's a coach I would choose out of all of the coaches across the field, I think I'd go for Burner. I'm not even joking. Like, he's very calm. He brings a very calm presence. Sizz would hype you up, don't get me wrong. But Fireburner, if he could just teach me how to win every 50-50, that already gives me the advantage over everybody else. So I'm cool with that.
He wrote the book on it.
Yeah.
And it is always an interesting dynamic. Do you think, because I know that you played during a time where coaches weren't necessarily
dude,
the most popular
we had
thing.
coaches. I wish we had coaches when I was playing. It's such a big aspect to the game. Even if the coach doesn't know anything about Rocket League, just having somebody there to calm the mental, that is so important and crucial. And I think it's one of the most overlooked positions right now in Rocket League.
Well, certainly version 1 thriving with Burner and a couple of roster swaps to pick up Beast Mode, and before that comms. Certainly doing well now. Chance to make the top 4 here, as I believe we are getting set to reset.
We
will be starting the kickoff. So we will see how they like to approach with a little bit of a reset. I always think it's kind of fun because you could always make the argument of, maybe someone was boost star, blah, blah, blah. Now we all restart at 34. But like you were saying, it been pretty
feel like that, yeah.
Been pretty
Very
dead
split.
even for everybody.
Now, who's going to actually take a risk? This one going right in favor of Beast Mode, and we're back into it. I would love to just start this off with some crazy demos. Somebody take a risk. Just go for it. Maybe that bathroom break was all you needed.
To be fair, I don't know if that's real or not. It's just me. It's just me memeing. Currently, I am. There's going to be tinfoil hats all over the Reddit comments. I can see it coming. As NRG kind of just floating this one around the midfield. Certainly not in the best defensive position. Version 1 definitely advantage here.
My
they will
goodness.
turn it in. Calm actually notices a little open spot here in the lower left-hand corner, and they will take the lead in the series.
And it's the same spot. Calm in this position. He always finds himself with one goalkeeper there, the ball glued to the back wall, and then still he ends up making it work. That was a difficult one. Had to jump off, then use his flip at the perfect time, and we do get a V1 win.
Definitely a bit of a rough restart for NRG there.
Yeah.
Never really put the ball into a spot. They won the kickoff and Justin went around the backboard, but he kind of just lost the ball in that first touch in the midfield, straight out to the side, and not really any support from anybody. And version 1's like, cool, that's free possession, and we're coming upfield with steam here to kind of set up shop a little bit. And Justin, I think that last play on the goal line, perhaps a little bit antsy about maybe a pass coming out. So he's trying to wait a little deeper in case it bounces off the wall so we can actually go out and challenge it. And Tom's just like, sweet, that's enough for me.
It's so interesting, too, looking at the replays. It's the exact same positioning from Comp. He's in the corner, lurking like a menace that he is to society because of his demos and his aggression. He's just waiting in there like a lizard, okay?
I'll do it again.
And then, exactly. Then the ball comes out to the corner, and he just takes advantage of everybody on NRG who's just waiting in the net patiently.
It's scary, man. I wouldn't want to be staring down Calm coming at me from the side.
I wouldn't want that either.
But game 4, NRG need to find an answer. Certainly don't want to have to win 3 straight against a team as good as version 1. No easy roads this deep in a tournament. Important game for them.
Yeah, we've got a long series ahead of us, of course, especially with what we've seen. It's low scoring all across. Justin, really good job to get back in time on defense and easier for Squishy. look at the patience, man.
And he does. But they're all dropping the ball. You gotta hit the ball, though.
What's going on? It's like they don't even know how to approach the slow style. It's uncomfortable for them, too.
Oh, Beast Mode had the world to pick from. Squishy just dismounted the backboard and was dead center of the net, facing straight ahead. Either shot to any side was a goal. And unfortunately smashed it high, but NRG definitely trying to figure some way out of a jam here. And Torment actually caught too far forward. That means the shot from Beast Mode is a lot easier to handle, and they might break through. Is it just open? Of course not. Calm made it back.
Finding some space at least. And that's a weird touch too from Calm up to Justin, who has a nice pass to Squishy in the midfield, who's looking to get it back to Justin, but Justin couldn't land in time, and I don't think had the boost to propel himself downward. Then the bump for Garrett. What's he going to do now? He's got some space. He goes for the fake, maybe a 50-50, and then pass back to Garrett. It's there. The ideas are there. The execution, not quite. It looks like V1 are going to get themselves out of this.
Yeah, the understanding was certainly there from NRG. They definitely knew the optimal choice of where to place the ball and who to pass it to. Is just a matter of having it happen in an expedient fashion, and then, of course, the execution of the actual mechanics. Tough break for him, for sure. Certainly had a lot of opportunities on target if they had been there.
Oh, my goodness. Squish, he's been doing this all game where he'll take the ball down and just go for a dribble. He got past one player in the corner and then a flawless pass out to midfield. Really like what I'm seeing from him. Beast Mode, that's also something pretty beautiful off the backboard on a double touch, and some more miscommunication between NRG stumbling over each other.
Careful. And Torment, little fake challenge. Garrett G doesn't bite. Fake game happy.
Oh, the bump.
Oh, smooth from Beast Mode. I would not have tried that, that's for sure. What a dribble across his goal line with an orange car bearing down on him. It gets him out of a jam in Beast Mode. Trying to really get the offense jump-started here for version 1.
That's got to be a terrifying sight. It's just an air dribble bump coming at you from Squishy, and you have the confidence to not even jump or bite at it. That's crazy.
Justin, big block in the midfield. NRG may be able to put something together here. Beast Mode lined up nicely in the goal, though. Buying a little extra time. Calm knows he can't reach it. It's just a matter of can Squishy hang onto the ball. Popped off the wall, and actually a great recovery effort. Calm, can you get back to it? Garrett G is going to beat him. Nice ideas from version 1. And you can see Squishy way in front of the play there, trying to open up some space to work with some demos.
Really patient approach there too from Gary G as the third man as the ball was transitioning back to the NRG half. Here they are now moving towards the half of V1. Squishy, of course, bringing it down again, going for more and more dribbles as Squishy muffins.
Bad fake.
But there's space for Calm. Might end something, but Justin had the read and got the dunk.
Big save required there from Justin. Squishy, it's not a bad idea to let that one go across, but that only works if your team's a little bit closer and actually can do something about it. Ended up giving up an opportunity to version 1. Thankfully, Justin able to pull the save out. Beast Mode, a little double tap just wide of the net. Calm, definitely not the cleanest line towards the ball. Version 1 kind of going to drop possession here. Justin just trying to get up in the air to give himself as many options as possible. Little bump on Torment. Beast Mode there to support. And only 1 minute left. Again, fairly stalemate game. Some good ideas for both teams, but in terms of actually beating the defense, no one able to find anything. And Justin couldn't get there. I thought for sure he was going to get it to safety.
Look at this pass, though, right here from Calm. The flip reset onto the left side of the field. Justin, it looked like you said, Chiefs, it looked like he had the save, but at the end of the day, I feel like that pass is just too strong.
The pass was beautiful. Justin definitely double jumped a little early. I think if he holds a flip there, he almost certainly gets back to it, but couldn't adjust to go deeper in the net. Now NRG really going to have to force the issue with 40 seconds. Pass behind Squishy means a few wasted moments.
There we go.
Now you see the big change of pace for NRG. You know they're coming at you. What do? Torment missed touch. Calm. Not able to get dunked.
There we go. 20 seconds.
Okay, big win again. Calm, a couple challenges getting strung together in important situations. Beast Mode to delay and waste even more time off the clock. Justin a half step behind it, so he gets it pushed around to the orange side.
Oh, maybe.
Garrett just drops the flip reset, doesn't have the finesse or the power to get through the defense. Everyone rotating deep back for version 1. Calm off the ceiling to take it away from Squishy, and that's the floor. Big advantage here, version 1. Gonna keep NRG at arm's length.
Yeah, and it feels like NRG are just a soda you left out for a year, and it's just kind of flat You know, on offense, they can't get anything going. They're looking to develop a play, and they're not on the same page either. I see Squishy. I'm hyper-focused on the dribbles that he's going for because it sets up a lot of opportunities for NRG. So Squishy, he'll take the ball down, go for a slower approach, but then nobody else is going for a bump. Nobody else is trying to develop anything on top of it. It's very one-dimensional for NRG. Meanwhile, you're getting flip reset passes in the midfield from V1, and that's what made the difference here.
Could have been the difference as well. I think if you give Justin another look at that, like I said, I bet he saves it. But unfortunately, the one time it counted, not good enough. And beast mode, like you said, catching a beautiful flip reset pass off Calm. He did have to beat the defender. So easy to overcook it as well. I mean, he could have easily just flicked that off to the sidewall or something, but to have it come off so nice and approachable for your teammate, a play of finesse and delicacy, not often able to be enjoyed.
Achieves, I'm putting in a request for chaos right now from NRG.
You want madness?
I want madness, bro. It's too, it's
very,
too like tea party. Like we're at a dinner right now with our relatives and nobody wants to say anything. You know what I mean? It's too polite.
It does feel too polite. I know exactly what you mean. We're the best team here.
Where's the chaos? Yeah.
When we're gonna make you look like you don't know how to play defense, and we might just get it. NRG out of lives here. They may try and ramp the pace up as much as they can and just force everything possible.
Oh,
a lot of faith as Calm goes through everybody and he drops the pass into the middle, gets out in front of the ball and just ticks it down. Oh, is that just in?
One, no, it's going off the sidewall. Maybe somebody there was in time. It was Calm. Justin got the demo too to prevent a follow-up save. Close one for NRG, and I'm still taking back that Calm misplay. He did have the pass, just couldn't connect on the pinch across.
Definitely difficult. So can't be too upset. Justin just trying to take it away from beast mode. It's actually going to pay dividends here. There's no way anyone from V1 can actually make something happen. That awkward angle for him turned it into a much more difficult angle for them. Garrett pushed out into the middle. Justin off the sidewall. Squishy's here for this. He may dip it down to Garrett. Unfortunately, doesn't have the option. And Calm wisely choosing to take his time there in the midfield.
See a little bit of some chaos now from NRG. Garrett G was pushing up forward to take some boost now. We've got Squishy in the backfield. Of course, going for a slower play. He's going to keep it to himself, but what else is there? We've got Squishy on the solo play. Nobody else wanted to go for a bump, and we've got V1 responding pretty effortlessly.
Calm is really picking apart that NRG challenge game. He's been all over it, really taking away a lot of extra touches or challenges that NRG is trying to go for, playing an excellent defensive game. RG to himself in the corner, beast mode. Trying to mix things up. Justin misses boost in the midfield, so he'll just cut and dish it out to Squishy off the wall, and Calm, nice pinch. Make it as difficult as possible. Beast mode needs a little help. Calm, weak touch, definitely not able to square it up. And again, there's that trap from Squishy. Trying to get him the opportunity to set people up, and now it's Garrett G off the ceiling, and no cookware.
Oh my goodness. What?
Is that just in?
What?
I want it to be.
That was one of the fastest clears I've seen. I did not expect that kind of power coming out from Calm. It's like he ground pinched it across, and they're still on offense looking to maintain some possession.
Almost halfway through game 5. NRG still struggling to find any type of shot. Only 2 on the docket so far. 4 for version 1. And again, they just got to buy some time here. They just cannot get through Calm for free. He's an absolute brick wall.
Beast mode. That's the first time we saw Squishy panic. The ball was given away. No possession coming out from him. Calm, a nice rotation in, and Squishy there in time, but I don't think it was on target. Calm, he's doing a lot of work, but he can't get that final pass across.
Beast mode wanted that kiss off the back wheels and hope it would skim into the net. Really good idea.
What a bump from Garrett.
And he's giving himself a lot of space. Pass across for Justin up way early, but the pass just a little too hot to handle. Didn't have the time to get up to it. Nice idea again from NRG. Definitely trying to make some changes. They know they got to get up there. They know they got to open space. Take this game back into their own hands. Demo on Squishy in the backfield means Garrett G has to slow down a little bit here. Still battling for possession. Squishy thinking about it and knows beast mode's too solid on the back wall to give that one up. Calm punts towards the net. Easy play for Justin to make, but how do you transition out?
Here we go. Solo play from Squishy.
Okay.
Keeping it close. He did have the pass out of the midfield, but it's read by beast mode, and they can't execute anything on the transition game. Maybe something from Justin if he's behind the ball. Let's see.
Ooh, okay.
Met with a nice challenge from Calm, and then still saved from beast mode on the goal line. Just rock solid. from V1,
Oh,
and
he
then
got
the
him.
beast mode flick couldn't find it, and it looked like it was going into Chiefs.
Threw a huge knuckleball to Squishy. Unfortunately, not able to get there. Garrett G got clipped by Justin. Throws off his timing of the approach, and oh, it's just so close. Like NRG, like they have an idea of what is about to happen, but every now and again, it doesn't quite play out in the way they expect, or they don't necessarily know exactly that thing is about to happen. So they feel 1 or 2 like milliseconds behind what needs to be done. It's Garrett G just missing that touch off the back wall of version 1, and the big punt from the purple and white puts NRG again firmly gridlocked at the midfield line.
It's not on the same page as NRG, but here comes the transition from V1. Still a bit of a stalemate here, of course. 0-0, 20 seconds left. This is match point right now for V1 in the lower bracket. If NRG lose this game, of course, they're headed home, so huge performance needed from NRG to stay alive, especially in the final 5 seconds.
Nice tip out into the corner. Beast mode, a little pressure. Garrett G, awkward
down.
read for Calm. This is a chance, and Beast mode, that's a great takeaway, but Justin, he's in the right spot. And here's the last chance, and not able to get the moon flick. Kind of just goes straight into the floor in version 1. 1 goal separates you from being in that lower final to play Envy. Justin ricochets towards the net, and that will be Beast mode. No problem to take it away.
And what a save from Beast Mode. Justin, he was trying to bait him out and go for a fake and hope that Beast Mode would try to get the early challenge, but Beast Mode did not bite, didn't move forward, and stayed sturdy on the goal line, which I've been watching him do that all series long.
A little double commit from NRG in that blue corner. And to take a few moments to recollect themselves. Justin, if you can get this, I don't know what I will do, but I will lose my mind, that's for sure. There's Torment fighting for possession in his own corner. Calm, a lot of space and taking it. Good play to make, just to make sure the ball got to a place where they weren't instantly going to face a shot on target.
Oh, it's a nice pass, but nobody wanted to go up, and Squishy, not necessarily panicked to get that touch in, but he's able to continue forward. Nice little pass to the midfield, but it's easily read from Beast Mode.
Ooh, big takeout on Justin. Justin knew that pass was probably going to get stolen. He was positioned in the right place for it, but unfortunately not able to actually buy time or maybe reset something up. That demo making NRG completely start from scratch on offense all over again. But at least they're over here on the blue half. I mean, it's been a lot of time camped out on their own half all series long, so even if they're not able to really generate dangerous chances, I'm sure NRG would rather be in this spot than seeing if they could just get by version 1 as they all get beat here. Calm with a chance. Justin going to make sure that it never comes to bear.
And they seem much more spaced out NRG on the same page, at least in this OT. And they've been well organized, and the defense have had. That's a good touch there, but Justin, an even better read, and they're still alive, making sure to find the clear on defense.
And some more bumps coming through on that NRG backline, making it tough for them to cleanly follow up some of their touches. Version 1 doing their best to throw a wrench in the gear that is NRG. Beast Mode gonna need a little help for this. Up to the ceiling, can still get through Garrett G. Nice challenge. Torment, how do you find it out to a teammate? The answer is you don't. You give it over to Squishy, and now Calm has to kind of stretch for this one. Garrett G off the wall. Torment gonna take it away, understanding that's really the only play for NRG.
Okay, Beast Mode didn't get the 50-50. Here comes Squishy off the backboard, and still team's throwing it into the corner and then expecting or hoping for one mistake to come out. Beast Mode didn't have enough boost. All he needed was one extra pad, and he would have gotten the save.
Well, if it was this easy, just have it go off the ceiling. And Beast Mode, you're right. One extra pad probably has it, or a couple steps further back. And that one's all the way to safety. But Garrett G, every now and again, pulls out some crazy shot from somewhere that you know is probably going to happen, but you don't necessarily believe it's going to score. And then just like that, it's in your net. NRG not done just yet.
And that was like the most routine goal to go in. Like I expected something crazier. Again, I want chaos, Achieves. I'm not getting enough chaos.
I was about to say, did you feel like you got enough?
No, not at all. Not at all. That was maybe like the biggest chance of chaos was that midair bump, but other than that, it's been pretty, I want to say stale. Like I'm listening, when I cast, I listen to jazz and rain, like mixed in. And it's like the perfect soundtrack to what I'm watching right now.
It's like, wow.
It's ideal.
I need some type of, thunder and lightning to spice up the storm.
Exactly.
We've gone to dinner party with our in-laws, and it's just like who like brought the crazy, wacky like casserole out of something that isn't
they left
green
in their
beans.
car for 10 years.
And then you have someone, you're like, that's actually really good. So who's got the spice? Who's got the spice?
We're waiting for it. We're waiting for it. And I think we're going to get it because there's a lot on the line here. So much on the line. You're fighting for that race to make it to London. You need the spice of cheese. You need it.
Need something if you're NRG. You found a little taste somewhere at the end of game 5, but you definitely need something a little more consistent. And that is going to be it. Beast mode. Nice pass from Calm and perfect strike to the top right.
And this is the consistency you wanted to see. Squishy, nobody was there to challenge. That was Squishy's challenge. Hey, you're right. It's not fair. That shot too good.
Like the way he angled his car, like he jumps, he's on the wrong side of the ball and he tilts the nose forward so that it hits the back part of the car and still skips into the top right. I mean, how are you supposed to read the ball into the top right with that car positioning? That's just gross. Garrett G to take it away, and Justin says, nice pass, Garrett. Beat the man, a classic NRG pass.
And it looked like Garrett was actually going for the double, but then stopped boosting because he knew it would go out better to Justin, who was in the perfect spot. A good retaliation from NRG. 21 seconds in, we already got 2 goals. This is the chaos we wanted.
This might be the most spicy game we've had of the whole series. 2 very quick goals.
Let's go.
Definitely starting to get amped up. We'll see what version 1 has to respond with. Calm gonna push Torment out of way. Nice pass into beast mode, and NRG, I think they would have been lucky to save that one if it had been in between the posts.
Oh, nice pass across. Squishy, a good read, making up for his previous mistake where he couldn't get the challenge. So NRG positioning themselves better on defense, and you'll notice even Garrett G here, he's a bit more aggressive and prepared to make a play on offense after Justin, the duo coming alive.
Nice boost steals from NRG. Squishy, if you can win this one. Torment, huge touch. Definitely a thin timing window to make sure he got there, but knew he could reach it. Made the nice effort to get there and break up an NRG push. No trap for Torment. Thought he was going to take the space there, but saw Calm all the way on the sidewall and decided, let's just punt. Ooh. And they're lucky Garrett G rolled that one wide. Beast mode drops a flip reset. Squishy gonna eat him up. Trying to demo Torment just in case anyone won the ball off Calm here. Garrett G's just kind of camped out in the midfield saying, oh, you're all going for air dribbles. I'll just wait till you land.
Yeah. He's just setting up shop in that midfield, making sure to get challenged, which is good. I mean, it's relieving pressure on defense. He's taking some boost too on his way out, but some big clears from NRG that are going straight to the corners where nobody's there, which is a bit surprising. Sometimes there's Justin maybe downfield, but with how passive he's been and the focus on defense, I don't expect him to be downfield. This one getting more aggressive from Calm, but of course Garrett G setting up shop, like we said, in midfield and he's prepared.
Ooh, can he score this one on his own though? Goes straight for the goal and not an opportunity to find a double tap. Torment gonna poke that one out. Squishy trying to size up and muscle it through Torment, but Torment got all of it, got on top of it as well. Hard shot towards net. Justin, nice touch out into the corner, but you got to recover. Thankfully, Squishy's the first one there to it. And NRG will have a chance to break out, even if it's not the cleanest. A lot of physicality going on the NRG net. And Justin going to get blocked by Beast Mode. Not going to really amount to much, but you don't like to see Beast Mode starting to get on top of the clears, that's for sure.
And you can understand why NRG have tripped over each other a little bit in this series, and it's mainly because of Calm. He's disrupting your third man, so that trust you have in having your teammate, to get the clear and to be in the spot that he needs to be, it's not quite there because Calm is a factor you need to consider. He might have gotten taken out. He might have gotten demoed by Calm, and that's why we see a lot of these mistakes from NRG where they don't know 100% of where each other are.
Garrett G forced to go up here as Squishy was out in the corner grabbing boost. Calm misses the touch, trying to take it away, and it might work out nicely here for version 1. Unfortunately, a deep rotation back from Torment, but he's got Calm on that side wall. Actually lets it bounce. Torment wants to rifle one towards net. Justin is on the back post. There's the demo that you were talking about, disrupting that third man, and thankfully that midfield pressure not quite there for version 1 to try and capitalize on perhaps a suboptimally positioned defense.
But you got to be proud of NRG if you're a fan of them because they've held on. Look at the defense that they're showing up with. Nothing breaking through and cracking the armor of NRG. Even this big clear is going to get saved from Garrett G, and Squishy up early to contest the challenge.
Just didn't want to even allow a shot from anywhere in that vicinity. Garrett G off the sidewall for Squishy. Unable to direct it back towards a teammate, so he just has to continue here and hope for the best. Garrett G chips it to himself off the wall. Everyone going to collide for V1. Torment says, don't worry. I'm always back here. There's
Oh,
Garrett G
there it
over
is.
Beast Mode's shoulder. The lead for NRG with just above a minute.
And there's so much going on here. We had the double commit from V1, and Garrett G, he takes out a player in the corner who would have rotated back in to possibly get the save. He takes him out, and then he gets into the spot himself to go for the shot. Garrett G taking initiative.
Goal out of nowhere, capitalizing off of one miscue from V1 with that double commit. And while it wasn't certain that they were going to have an opportunity to score, they definitely knew that there was potential.
Yeah.
And they're able to work together to find a way to get it come to fruition. And now version 1 definitely not wanting to go all the way to game 7. You'd like to close it out here, just trying to force anything through to go to OT.
Oh,
Beast Mode with a miss. And if he hit that, Justin probably was going to be beat, but I don't even know if version 1 had the pieces in place to make anything happen.
But not the best bounce there for, I think it was
Bang.
Torment coming in. A nice shot, save from Beast Mode on the goal line. Just trying to waste time here is NRG, throwing it off the backboard, trying to get in front of it. But V1, they need to throw something towards the NRG defense. Otherwise, we might go the distance and into game 7.
And now Squishy buying time on all these traps is going to be really useful as this game winds down to 0 seconds. Torment or Squishy just trying to poke another one straight towards the goal line, see if they can catch him, and that will be dropped into the floor. The NRG guys have managed to bring it all the way back to 7. It's been a pitter-patter. Could you pass the potatoes, please? Yes, here's a roll. And now we find ourselves on to dessert, and I don't know what to expect.
The seasoning is there.
This is either like the greatest game 7 that you didn't know was going to happen, or it's going to be like, why did we just have vanilla pudding? Like, that's it.
It has been like the slowest start of the series, but it's ramping up, okay? We got a demo from Garrett G. We got some aggressive rotations. Like, look at that one, the demo from Garrett G, and then he stayed aggressive. And that's a play that I feel like wouldn't have happened earlier on because NRG were so scared of either stepping over each other's toes or not even knowing where each other are. So the fact that Garrett G was able to turn back in says that Squishy was communicating as the third man, saying, no, you keep going, you stay forward. I'm holding it back on the defensive side. So that's a good side for NRG. Version 1, a little bit flatter here this game, but there were signs of life still moving forward. Just a couple of rough bounces for them, in my opinion.
Still wanting to see a little more offensive output in general from NRG, only mustering 6 shots there versus, again, getting outshot by version 1. A lot of good pressure coming in from a lot of challenges from version 1 as we go ahead and get into game 7. That will be presented by our sponsor, 7-Eleven. Thank you very much for that. But we'll go ahead and see how this one plays out, Turtle. I don't know. I'm liking calm and the bumps and the physicality. It's
I expect more. Bring the chaos, okay? That's all I'm asking. I have been saying it the whole series. I don't want this. I don't want this slow approach. I don't like the dribbles anymore. I just want pure chaos. I think Calm, he's going to be the spark that could lead into a lot of this stuff, a lot of the chaos. But of course, game 7 presented by 7-Eleven. Let's get right into it. It's going to be a nail biter of a game between, of course, version 1 and NRG. The road to London. Let's get underway.
Big game for both of these teams. They are fairly close in the spring split points. And a win here for both teams would mean a lot in making sure that they advance with some level of security into that 3rd regional. And we shall see who is able to come out on top. It's been 2 straight games for NRG. Beast Mode gets through 1 and thankfully doesn't have to fight off another defender. He will go through the whole team courtesy of a demo by Calm in the backfield.
And a little bit of a slow approach there from Justin. He knew that Beast Mode was going for the air dribble, and Justin, I'd say a millisecond or 2 off from jumping just in time and couldn't get up to get any challenge on the ball, and Beast Mode slipped it past him.
A lot to figure out here for NRG. You've gone down early. Found a fairly quick early equalizer in game 6. Do you have that same threat here in game 7? And how aggressive do they want to be?
Oh, does he have a split? Oh no, I thought Beast Mode for a second got that flip reset, but unfortunately, we don't get to see it, but maybe something else special comes out from Calm into the midfield. He waited a little bit, and maybe we get to see it again, but there's a save on the play from NRG.
Focused on the positioning, Calm understanding exactly how that play was going to come together, and very narrowly, NRG able to poke it to safety from the goal line. Tom with a nice trap. Garrett G also beat Leaf Squishy in the 1-on-2, and look at him have to fight off beast mode, and he will just edge it out. Scary stuff. NRG will keep the deficit to 1. They're through the midfield. Can Justin reach it? Calm is on the backboard. Should have known.
You got to applaud Garrett G in that situation to hustle back and try to help out his teammates on defense.
Oh, he cut Justin off.
Very awkward position, and you're right. Weird cut there from NRG where Justin had to play, but they're still on offense, looking to build something here. Maybe Beast Mode has something to throw at the NRG defense. Instead, it's just a big clear, and we're giving right back into the NRG half.
Just a little too far on the pass for NRG. Squishy towards the net. Calm. Again, going for that trap-focused gameplay, trying to take away as much opportunity from NRG as possible. Garrett G just straight jumps at it because he knows there's going to be some type of pressure, and he needs to force something out of the offense.
Oh, my word.
Torment to himself. He backflips. Squishy has time to make it. Beast Mode says, no, we're scoring 2. NRG can't hold him off.
And everybody from V1 got a touch on this one. Torment going across. He knew he couldn't get the follow-up, so he left it for Calm, who forced the save out, and that one popped right to Beast Mode. A 2-goal lead for V1. The best start they could have asked for.
Absolutely. Goals have come in a premium generally all series long for NRG. It's been hard for them to get through. The first 4 games, NRG shot more than V1, but in games 5 and 6, V1 have outshot NRG. And NRG 5-2 in game 7s. V1 3-1, 75%. So both teams doing well in game 7. Someone's got to take it now, and right now it's looking like NRG huge save from Justin.
Yeah, and you needed that. I mean, you can't imagine what would happen if you go down 3 goals here with, like you said, how expensive goals are in this series and how rare they come out, especially from NRG. Maybe this one leads to something. It was awfully patient from Beast Mode, but works out for him to get into the midfield, and nothing too threatening for V1's defense. They've been the ones taking charge in this game and throwing all the shots downfield.
That's a big missed touch from NRG. I think they had everybody beat all the way back. Unfortunately for them, not going to be able to cut the lead in half anytime soon. Justin, towards his own backboard, has to quickly recover. Knows that he can't just let that one float in case he gets put back over his shoulder. Calm is an absolute wizard. You cannot get anything by that guy right now.
Yeah. We're not seeing him go for demos. I mean, it's almost like he's waiting and lurking.
They're up 2. They don't care. They don't want to overreach.
Be too risky, and that's smart of Calm, not overextending that rotation to risk maybe leaving an opening in the net like this one. Squishy. He tried to get up for the read and get the response and somehow find a shot on net, but couldn't get it in time.
Oh my gosh, nice placement from Calm. Unfortunately, not enough to beat Garrett G. They're through Torment in the midfield. Calm is having to race back, needs a little help. Where's this team? They're just a step behind. That means Beast Mode has a free clear, rips it on target. Squishy off the bar. Calm gonna make it awkward as well. Huge demo from Garrett G to give NRG some space to work with. Justin, this pretty much needs to be a goal. You'd like to have some extra time to work with to try and score one. There's Squishy again, gonna get it taken away. He's trying to go for those big pre-flip dunks. Unfortunately, just not coming through, sliced across the middle. Calm taking it away from NRG, and this could be the end of the general. 46 seconds to find 2.
They need something, of course, a 50-50. It's not going to be enough. Justin maybe by himself can do some work, but he's demoed, and they take out each other, Calm and Justin, so left in a 2v2 in Beast Mode. He has been doing this all game 7 long. The dribbles, wasting time, and absolutely breaking every single car's axles on this pitch.
The icing on the cake, a perfect dribble, and Justin knew it. It was never going to be easy. That is the classic 1v1 scenario. Dribble out of the corner, defenders playing near post lined up with you. 45 degrees to the back post. They will never reach it. And version 1 just put NRG in the freezer.
Yeah. And Beast Mode has been literally doing that. I'm guessing the whole series long, but I've mostly made and mentioned it here in Game 7 because he is aware of every single player on the field when he can go for those dribbles. The final 10 seconds, 3 goals. It's definitely impossible here for NRG. A valiant effort, but it's going to be V1 advancing forward.
Well played, version 1. Have to give them credit. Played a phenomenal game. Loctite defense against a team like NRG, who's really, every now and again, they have the people in position, but in general, just felt like NRG's offense not quite firing in the ways that they're used to and not able to outpace the defenses as they're normally used to either. And version 1 is saying, cool, we can handle this level of pressure. And they broke up a lot of good opportunities. I mean, there were a couple chances there that NRG maybe finds an equalizer or something. And fortunately for NRG, that's the end of the run here. Definitely better than the previous regional, but now you really got to work hard to make sure that you secure one of those spots for that major. Need a pretty solid run to kind of go towards the top of the leaderboard in the next regional.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely picked it up in a lot of departments where they were lacking on defense. I mean, they played what felt like 80% of that game or that series was on defense. So they were able to stand up tall and respond to a lot of the plays that were thrown at them, like the demos from Com. But now the question is, okay, what more can you develop on offense? Because that's where it seemed a bit soft, a bit watered down for NRG.
And huge credit to everybody on version 1, the defense, all 3 players in general. Torment on the backboard early on, Beast Mode and Com in the midfield later. Absolutely brilliant series from them. Well-deserved win from version 1. But that wraps up our lower bracket semifinal. And before we go into our next match, we've got game 2 of the Slurpee Challenge competition between, as I believe it was put, the race car driver and the soccer player. So we'll see how that one plays out. Not going to want to miss it. Stick around.